And welcome back everyone to the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Relkin for this final game here for NSHSeal against SlayerSArthur. We are going to be on Metropolis. The winner of this will of course go on to play TSL's Ragnarok in the final match. So let's see how we go. We'll jump straight into the game. We have of course SlayerSArthur up here at the 12 o'clock position as our yellow Protoss. And then, of course, down here at the 9 o'clock, we have Seal as our blue Zerg. So, one apiece each day. These games have been very strange to me, just compared to what normal. But we do see, whoa, that drone actually killed the probe of Arthur as he was making that Nexus after the Forge here. So, that's a very interesting thing to have happen. But Seal's been shown he doesn't like going off two bases.
Yeah, he's been playing a little bit of a different style up to this point so far. But we've seen Arthur doing some interesting stuff as well, so this matchup is a little bit interesting. We're on Metropolis, like you're saying, so third bases are a little bit easier here. But there's a large number of Zerglings for this early. Usually you don't see the full number of Zerglings sent out this early. Usually only 2 to 4 just to secure their own bases. And I'm not sure what he's expecting to happen. We have seen in the past some players don't put their photon cannon placement just right, and you can actually get into a range where you can hit these destructible debris. But I think that cannon's placed fine, and Seal sees that with his cannon, with his Overlord, so he does back off. He's not going to try it.
Yeah, that's very true. With this natural coming up, and it looks like Seal is going to check down here for any cannons or something on the third base, but the probe is hiding up here over at the bottom spawn position. So this will lead up to Seal being able to take a very quick base if he wants to. Of course, that hasn't been his style so far. We do see a cybernetics core up in the main, which is pretty standard on this map because you've got the full wall off with the Forge and Gateway. And I don't know, like Arthur's game plans have been very bizarre to me, so it's impossible to really predict what he's actually going to be trying to do here. So
It looks like Seal is actually going to try and cut some corners and play a little bit more economically because he's being very aggressive with his Zergling scouts. He is checking quite literally everywhere. If you check the waypoints, the only thing is he's not going up the ramp, so he's not going to see this probe. He is so close to scouting it, but he checked all the way around in this natural. He's sending the other 2 Zerglings all the way over there around the edges. He has the 2 watchtowers. He's so close to seeing that probe, but he's not going to find it. And there is a Stargate on the way from Arthur once more.
yeah, so let's see how he handles the Stargate play this time. Where is it actually being placed? It's up here next to the cannon. So it's going to be difficult for Seal to actually scout that one. Normally you go straight into the main base, try and see everything else, but of course won't be spotted this time. Straight to a lair here by Seal as well. And Arthur's control on his Void Ray and Phoenixes wasn't all that great in that last game, so let's see if he can pick up on that in this one. It's going to be very interesting. We do see this Zealot at the front being microed quite nicely, actually.
Yeah, very nice job with that Zealot. Not quite getting them all, but trading very effectively. Much better than he would have normally. Barely slipped out of a few surrounds at the last second as well. But yeah, I think the biggest thing the last game was his Phoenix control. He had the force fields down in a position where he could have blasted down that Spore Crawler, and then the Phoenixes would have been free to lift up a bunch of Hydralisks. But he just got a little bit impatient. Flew on top of both the Spore Crawlers, got hit by a few more Queens and Hydras at the same time. Lost all the Phoenixes before they really did much. He is skipping the Void Ray this time, just going straight into the Phoenixes. Most of the time you do see players getting at least the 1 Void Ray so they can take down Overlords and harass Queens a little bit more effectively with the Lift and Void Ray. But it looks like he's thinking of going up to a little bit higher Phoenix count, which is normally what you see when you go straight into the Phoenixes.
Well, a lot of the times when you go to the Phoenixes, you actually hide, like, till 3 or 4 of them come out, and then try and dodge the Overlord pass. Is what Tyr did to Curious and GSDL in FXOIS match versus Startail, and it does work out quite nicely. We do see Aspire on the way here from Seal, as we did in Game 1, but with these Phoenixes already on the map... Whoop.
This Overlord is so close. He's actually going to see the extra gateways. He's going to see 3 extra gateways, which is not out of the ordinary. Sometimes players do go for a 4-gate pressure while going into robotics or something like that. And he's going to see sentries being warped in, so that might be giving him a tell of something like that. He's not seeing enough to really tell him what's going on. There, he does see the Stargate, just barely. If he had gotten taken out before that was on the way, he might have still thought there was robotics on the way, which could have been kind of bad because then the Phoenixes would have caught him off guard. But clutch scout there by the Overlord. Now the Phoenixes are going to go out. There's 4 of them on the way, 5th one about to finish. And there is a Spire, so what is he going to do with this Spire? He knows there's Phoenixes. He doesn't know how many, though.
Well, with good control, you can still fight against Phoenixes with Mutas. He's taking his third base here now. We actually see some forward pylons. So he's going to come in with a lot of Zealots and these Phoenixes come here. He's actually going to go for 4 Corruptors instead. And here we go. We got Zerglings getting a nice round on all of these Zealots. And it looks like Arthur's going to try and lift up these Zerglings. Not going to be really that cost effective though. And now he's completely safe. Seal is completely safe in his natural. With these extra gateways, there's 4 gateways in total. He can continue to warp in Zealots, which he has done down at the third. He's going to force a cancel on that. Will lose the forward pylon though at the front here.
All right, we see a fleet beacon and a second Stargate, so he's going to go for the range upgrade. And the range upgrade does allow the Phoenixes to fight the Corruptors a little bit, so it is a rather quick upgrade. And you see that Seal is playing pretty defensive, but the Zealots down at third base do take it out. And that means it's going to be a little bit difficult for Seal. And with the Corruptors out, you generally play a little bit more defensive. He's trying to move across the map to catch the Phoenixes, but Arthur's just not letting that happen. He's clearing out both the watchtowers, not giving him any vision. He's keeping these Phoenixes alive quite nicely. He's getting +1 as well. We're going to see that range upgrade start in just a second. And then the question is, how well can he control it? If he can control it really well, he can actually take out the Corruptors and the Mutas.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be what happens here. But we do see another... The pylon at the high ground here is still here. So he's going to have 4 more Zealots down here, and he's going to be able to cancel that third base yet again. He's got enough sentries to be able to defend this. The Phoenix count is getting out of control at the moment, though. As soon as he's going to be able to sit on top of those Spore Crawlers and just kill stuff anyway. Here come the Mutas. He did get a glimpse of those that Phoenix count. It did instantly back off, though.
Yeah, the range upgrade is very close to finishing. It's only 40 in-game seconds away. He's not chrono boosting it at the moment because he's trying to get the upgrades still rolling out of the other buildings. Actually, he's just chrono boosting the Phoenixes, not chrono boosting the +1 either. It's a little bit of an interesting decision, but those 2 upgrades are going to finish close to the same time. He's got 12 Phoenixes with 2 more on the way. He's fully committing to this air army. And Seal is also fully committing to his air army, but the Infestors are really slow. He's caught on to this very slowly. If he'd gotten the Infestors out sooner, a clutch Fungal could have turned the tides for him, but the Fungals are going to be really slow because of the late Infestation Pit. And I think that's going to give Arthur a really big advantage here once these 2 upgrades finish. They're done. Now he's going to move across the map, and this is going to be really, really hard without Infestors.
Well, he's got +1 finish now as well here. Remember, the +1 armor for the Zerglings is going to be around for quite a while. There's a lot of Zealots over here on the right-hand side, and I think this is actually going to do it here for Arthur because there's just so many Phoenixes here, and here come the Zealots now as well. He's going to go straight down for this third base with those. And the Zealots will actually take the Glaive Worm bounces as well here from a lot of these Mutas.
Yeah, I think Seal's going to have to give up this third.
But they're actually out of position here. Here we go. The Phoenix is coming back. They are going to shred through these units at the very beginning. And there's just way too much.
But there's just too many Phoenixes with the +1. Yeah. He doesn't really need the micro. He's like completely destroying this army. Even with the Corruptors there, the Corruptors are dying. He's just moving out of position so he doesn't get hit by the Spore Crawlers as much. But the entire air army is down now. And that means that the Zealots plow through everything. Yeah, there's the GG.
Alrighty, so congratulations to Arthur. He will move into the winners match to play against TSL's Ragnarok. And of course, Seal will drop down to play against Puzzle. We'll be right back with our next set. Stay with us.